Well, earlier this week, a car slammed into two horse-drawn carriages parked along Independence Mall right here in Old City. 3 carriage operators were hurt. 2 of them are still in the hospital. The horses were injured in the crash, and they've recovered. They're back out on the street today. The accident has renewed cries by some to ban horse-drawn carriages in Philadelphia. Well, yesterday, members of the Peace Advocacy Network held a protest calling for the ban. They plan to ask Councilman Frank DiCicco to take action. They say carriages put people and horses at risk. The carriage operators say their rides are safe and that their horses are well taken care of. Dara Lovitz has her doubts, and she's here to explain why. Welcome, Dara.
Thank you. Welcome.
You are a member of the Peace Advocacy Network protesting yesterday. What's wrong with the carriages? They're charming. Other cities have them. The tourists seem to love them.
Well, the tourists seem to love them until we educate them about the harmful and abuses that the horses endure by being forced to carry around these heavy loads around the city.
Abuses like what? Is that too heavy? Horses have been pulling carriages for years.
That's right, and it's just not right for them. Horses are prey animals, so they're not predators, they're prey animals, which means they must put a distance between themselves and anything that causes them harm, which means that their immediate response to something scary is flight. They flee, and if they can't book it, they will kick and they will charge. And things that cause them to flee and to be scared are sounds, sudden sounds like an ambulance, a dog barking, a motorcycle driving by. In fact, in 2007 in New York, there was a horrible horse carriage accident, and it was caused by a horse being spooked by, of all things, street musicians. So it's not just the music or the noxious stimuli and causing the horses to be unnerved all day. It's also the fact that their noses are literally to the tailpipes. They are sucking in these exhaust fumes, which are toxic to their systems, forcing the horses to work harder to breathe and putting them at risk for respiratory damage.
So is there something more that the company can do to still stay on the street? The horse carriages have met challenges several times over the years, and a lot of changes have been made regarding safety, cleanliness, and animal care. Supporters of the carriage operators believe that they've done enough.
I don't know what the horses endure back at the stables, what kind of treatment they have there, but even if it was 5-star quality treatment for horses back at the stables, and even if they claim that the horses are treated well while they're on the road, they're still on the road. They're still being forced to be constantly unnerved so long as they are walking the streets of Philadelphia with all of that noxious stimuli around them.
And there have been some incidents, as we saw there in New York and here in Philadelphia as well, where the carriages were at fault. The horses, many of them seem to be used to a lot of that traffic, but some drivers out there don't seem to have much patience with them. They're in the way, they're slow. You know, is this a town that's not big enough for cars and carriages?
The streets can be as big as they can be, but it's not a matter of the size of the town. Horses should not be forced to walk around these streets. They don't choose to do so. They would never choose to be in such compromising situations for their health. It's very harmful to the horses. So no matter how big our city is, there's no room for horse-drawn carriages.
All right, Dara, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks.
All right. Well, a spokesperson for 76 Carriage Company issued a statement saying that this is not an issue of carriage safety. This is an issue of reckless driving. The statement went on to say here that the horses and the operators were the victim in the accident and not a contributing factor. Controversy.